The summer heat was brutal, and my backyard pool had become the neighborhood's favorite uninvited attraction. Kids sneaked in, adults whispered about my fancy house, and one person in particular, HOA Karen, treated it like her personal spa. I finally had enough. I installed a smart lock on the pool fence. Easy, safe, private. But the next day, I hear shouting. Karen's teenage son, standing outside my fence, red-faced, phone in hand, yelling into 911. He's locking me out. He's doing something illegal. Illegal? For securing my own pool? I stared at him in disbelief. Within minutes, sirens echoed down the street. My stomach dropped. This wasn't just Karen being nosy anymore. This was her dragging the cops into my backyard. See, this wasn't random. Karen had been after me for months. She claimed community rules, said the pool had to remain accessible. Accessible? To who? Her? The HOA sent me 3 letters already, full of vague threats. I ignored them, because the law was on my side. But Karen hated being ignored. She had this smug belief that the HOA was above the law, and if she couldn't get me through letters, she'd send her son to stir drama. And now, blue and red lights flickered across my driveway. The officer stepped out, calm but suspicious. "We got a call about you restricting access," he said, glancing at Karen's son still filming me like I was a criminal. I forced a smile. "Officer, this is my property." He was trespassing. The tension crackled. The game had just started. Karen stormed onto the scene, clutching her HOA binder like it was the Bible. "Officer, he's violating community policy. Everyone knows this pool is part of the neighborhood amenities," she barked, fingers stabbing the air. The officer raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am, this looks like a private backyard." Karen's voice climbed higher. "We've always had access. His lock is illegal." I leaned casually against the fence, holding back a smirk. "Funny, because last I checked, this fence is mine, this pool is mine, and this lock is mine." Karen's son snickered, still recording. The officer's eyes narrowed. "Sir, do you have proof of ownership?" My heart raced. This was the moment Karen had been waiting for, the chance to corner me in front of authority. But what she didn't know was that I had been waiting too. With steady hands, I pulled a folder from my patio table. "Here's the property deed," I said, flipping to the highlighted section. "Pool, fence, land, 100% private." The officer examined it, then looked at Karen. Her face drained of color. "That doesn't matter," she shrieked. "The HOA says..." I cut her off. "The HOA doesn't outrank the law, Karen." Silence fell. The officer's radio crackled, and he nodded. "Everything checks out. Ma'am, you and your son need to leave. Right now." Karen's son lowered his phone, suddenly quiet. She stammered, But the rules are irrelevant," the officer snapped. The power shift was electric. For the first time, Karen wasn't the loudest voice in the yard. Karen's cheeks burned red as neighbors peeked from their windows. The officer shook his head. "Ma'am, if your son trespasses again, there will be charges." Karen dragged him away, hissing under her breath, humiliated in front of everyone. I closed the gate with a satisfying click of my smart lock. Later that evening, the neighborhood group chat lit up. Screenshots of Karen yelling. Memes of her son calling 911 over a pool fence. The entire HOA was laughing, not at me, but at her. Justice. Sweet and simple. My pool stayed private. My lock stayed strong. And Karen? She avoided me for weeks. The moral? Stand your ground. Bullies only win if you stay silent. Sometimes the smart